Hello, and welcome to Wyverns and Weirdos Fathomless, the tabletop podcast set in the world of Fierlor. I'm your Dungeon Master, Darby, and joining me as always are Mitch, playing Neris, Jake, playing the Fishman, Joe, playing Alton, Laura, playing Janice, and Zoe, playing the Wren. Let's jump into it. Where we last left off, after investigating the destination and the path there, the party delved into the sewers and ventured through until they came upon some strange sounds. The sounds of those worshippers, it would seem, of 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧. These worshippers are a small band of bullywugs, frog-like humanoids of about dwarvish height. They are seemingly hostile to the party and manically reverent to their leader, 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧. As we left last week, Loren found one of 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧, or we assume 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧's tentacles wrapped around her leg as the Froghemoth, a monstrous frog-like creature with 3 bulbous eyes on the top of its head and a number of writhing tentacles, rose from the sewer's waters. And that is the moment we left on. So we rolled initiative ahead of the episode, and it is worth noting the sewers are quite dark. So without light, Janice is completely blind. Everyone else has dark vision, but without a light source can only see in black and white. Anyone who is within the radius of the torch that was thrown can see in color. So that is all worth noting as we jump into the start of initiative with Alton.
Right, so no chance we can talk our way through this. You're just going to go grabbing Loren here. All right. Let me see if I can stop this. He's going to get out his pistols, which I believe he already had drawn, and aim them at the tentacle that's wrapped around Loren's leg. And I'm going to try to fire some shots right into that.
Okay.
Aim well.
My best. Okay. So the first shot is a 22 to hit.
22 will certainly hit. Just a question: do you have the disarming shots feature? Because that could be a way of doing this if you have that.
That's a very good point. I don't think I do though.
Okay.
I did not take that one.
Okay, so this will just be a damaging shot as.
Yeah. That was 11 points of damage.
Alright.
Although, would a weaving shot be of similar? If I want to try, weaving shot would be make a strength save throw. Oh, I imagine that strength's pretty good. Or be knocked prone.
That wouldn't really do much for the grip. It would knock them prone.
Yeah.
So.
In that case, yeah, this probably makes sense. So. He's gonna do a hit, and then after the damage to the tentacle, does it make any I'm sorry, I cannot talk. Does it make any motions to drop Loren or flail around or anything?
No. It seems somewhat hurt by it, but rather than flailing, it tightens.
Oh gosh. Oh, sorry, Loren. Alright, so the second shot, he's going to aim for one of the eyes of the beast, going to get her out a bit of its vision. So that's going to be a dazing shot. Let's see if I hit. Ooh, okay, that's a 16.
16 will hit.
Oh, good to know.
It's an elephant-sized frog. It's not hard to miss. It's not hard to hit. That's a good point.
Yeah, that's a good point. So can it please make a Constitution saving throw? DC 17.
Or just double check. It's right. DC 17?
Yeah.
My total was 14.
Ooh, all right then. So it's going to suffer disadvantage on attacks until the end of my next turn.
Right.
Yeah, again, it's
Good
going to take
job.
17 points of piercing damage as well.
Ooh, nice.
Alrighty, and one last shot. Just going for the big mass in the middle of the creature. That one is going to be a 22 to hit. So that one's going to
22.
hit.
22 will certainly hit.
And just for a total of 9 points of damage for that one.
9 points. Okay, not too shabby.
And he'll just stay in place and keep eyeing off this creature, watching its reactions, and keeping an eye on Loren.
Okay, so next is the Fishman.
Fishman's going to walk up to Alton, if he can, see if Rat's there. And if Alton is wondering what the fuck is going on, he's going to kind of tap next to his eye. Is Rat there? Can Rat come out?
Yes. So Rat had kind of crawled into his bun a little bit at the scurry of the noise. Yeah, Rat will kind of peek his head out, and Alton will also like glance over at Fishman and be like, have a little like, oh shit, realization.
Fishman is going to touch Rat and cast Beast Sense if he can. Sorry, we will do that eventually, but first he's going to say, you have a marvelous god here. As you can see, we are quite strong, but there is no need for this bloodshed. I will willingly sacrifice myself. It is what you want, yes. He'll then cast Beast Sense on Rat, and before he does, he'll take very good note of where everything is as well. And if he can, have his back turned on the edge of the pool, arms outstretched, no weapons in hand, essentially offering himself. All I ask is that you give our party passage once I've gone.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Remember when I used to be good at persuasion? So that's a flat 10. I have inspiration though, so I'm going to use that. And go again. That was worse, yeah. Let's keep that 10.
So Alton got a nat 20 on insight to try to see what Fishman is doing, so that's a 23.
You could deduce, because you've been working with Fishman quite a fair bit, he always has some kind of out there. And yes, you can tell that he has no intention of staying in that thing's gullet if he were to get eaten. And you can kind of deduce that he may have the means to get out. And you would also remember from earlier that Fishman, using that spell, can like see through animals that he touches. So he's currently looking through Rat's eyes and hearing through Rat's ears.
You get a response from the leader of the Bullywugs and say, Galoctanar must be sated. Galoctanar is for more than one sacrifice.
Then I can provide more than one. You need only give me time.
I won't allow another persuasion check this turn.
Alright.
Just make sure you're in position, as you said, edge of the
Yes. That's very true. I forgot about actually controlling a character doing things.
I guess I'll quickly if we can, have Alton just be like, oh, come on, he won't know what he's had until he's tried it. Looks like a good meal.
What is going on out there?
So what can you see? I will note, Janice, you can see the Fishman because he has his candle of the deep glowing around his neck.
Okay, well, I'll just cut out that comment then.
Yeah.
Let's just ignore that happen then.
So you can just about make up this. This is probably the point at which you would see the Frakemoth, because Fishman has gotten himself close enough that there is some glow of light on the Frakemoth.
Oh, so Janice can see the Frakemoth now.
Yeah.
Because he couldn't see that. He's just heard the sudden flurry of movement.
Yeah. You would have seen the Bullywugs, but the Frakemoth was just out of the reach of the light.
Yeah, so Janice sort of like half steps around and is trying to calculate what to do next as the next flurry of movement goes on with the rest of the characters. Because he rolled last initiative.
I mean, it's fitting, given he can't see what's going on as well as anyone else. All right. So is there any last things that Fishman needs to do?
I'm pretty sure that's everything. He's used action and whatnot, unless there's something he can quickly use a bonus action for, but I don't think so. Nothing meaning, yeah. No.
So next is Neris.
It doesn't seem like these individuals are taking this bait, does it?
No.
That's unfortunate. We have requested safe passage through these tunnels. I'm sure you can make a meal of the next individuals that come through. I apologize, but we are in some rush. Neris is going to point up, and as hopefully some of them look up, he's going to cast Hypnotic Pattern, like a foot above his head.
Okay. Alright. So what is the DC? What is the DC and what is the type of save?
It is a Wisdom 19.
Okay. Okay. I have a chance. Not a very good one. But I have a chance. For reference, they have a wisdom save of 0. So I need to roll a 19 or 20. Where exactly are you placing the hypnotic pattern?
Neris was talking, so he's assuming that everything is now looking at him. So just a little bit above his head, but like he's trying to catch as many as he can, but in that line of sight.
Okay, it's a 30-foot cube,
Yes.
which is quite big. So
Possibly, see diagonally where Bullywug 6 is, like one extra space over there, maybe. I can't
Okay.
signal on the map, I don't know how.
To get the Froghemoth, you could only get one Bullywug.
That'll work.
The Bullywug failed. That's a total of 20. For the
Neris
Froghemoth.
specifically wanted the Froghemoth. He's going to try and cast Silvery Barbs
Okay, so disadvantage.
and give advantage to Alton.
I'm sorry. 21.
That's right. Alton has advantage on the next attack.
Okay.
Knowing that didn't work very well, we're just going to move back just a little bit.
The Froghemoth makes 1 bite attack, 2 tentacle attacks, and it can use tongue. So it's gonna.
I really
come to
don't
the
want it
edge.
to use tongue. Don't. I didn't consent to that. I know you're frogs. It's very French, but you don't have to French kiss me. Come on now. But this. There we go.
Loren's just yelling this while it's like squirming around trying to drag her in.
Would it be Loren or Fishman, though?
Maybe a mix of both. Who knows?
They've both been looking like a snack.
So let's start with. So Loren,
Me.
gonna use a tentacle attack on you.
I wish you wouldn't, but okay.
That is a 21 to hit.
What do you think? What do you think my unarmored sorcerer to hit is? Yes.
So you are grappled and you take 21 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay, cool.
Next, with its other tentacle, it's going to reach for Alton. Alton does this might actually miss. Does a 13 hit?
It does not.
Nice. With its tongue, it's gonna lash out at. Let's go, Neris. So, Neris, this is fun. This is. I don't roll. You need to roll me a strength saving throw, please.
That's not fun. Can we just say that I failed?
There's always a chance. Always a chance that you succeed.
A 9.
9. Okay, so you are pulled. You are pulled up to 5 feet from the Froghemoth.
Welcome to the danger zone, buddy.
I don't like it here.
You aren't grappled though, so that's the good news. And finally, for the pièce de resist fishman, the bite attack is coming for you. So I'm gonna roll to hit. Does a 17 hit you?
It does not.
So you manage. Do you try to get out of the way, or would you? Or are you still playing into this heroic sacrifice? Because it's a 17 to hit, which I think misses your AC by 1.
It does, yeah.
So by raw, you would not be hit.
Yes.
If you are making the heroic sacrifice play.
Is there a chance that he could, instead of getting bit, lunge into its mouth?
Yeah, I will allow that.
Cool. I hope this confuses the fuck out of it.
Yeah. So you won't take damage because the attack missed, but you will be swallowed. While you are swallowed, you are blinded and restrained.
Is he blinded though? Because he can see outside.
Because you have.
Because he's currently.
You technically were already blinded, but you can see through Rat's eye. So yeah, your physical form is restrained though.
I just can't see my physical form.
Yeah. And you have total cover against attacks and other effects outside the Brachima.
There you go.
Though you do take some acid damage.
That's fine. The frog god also takes lots of damage. So let's I should say lots, but it takes some damage.
Why does it take damage?
Because he has his frost armor up, and he's about to use Hellish Rebuke.
Armor of Agathis.
Yeah, because he casted that before he threw the torch, or as he threw the torch.
Does Armor of Agathis require you to take? Do either of those require you to take damage?
True. I believe it's if they land an attack, which he dodged the attack. But now he's taking acid damage.
Not at the moment. No.
Okay. Well, yeah, I guess the second he takes acid damage. So first off, yeah, he can't use Hellish Rebuke until that happens as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, first off, does he take damage? Does Fishman take damage?
Immediately, no. That is the Frakimus go. Okay. You've just been grappled by a tentacle. Neris pulled towards the Frakima with its tongue, and Fishman dive into this thing's gullet.
Hey, Neris, why did I choose your side again? Gods above. Okay, Loren she's trying to process all of this very, very quickly. And she also knows that normally if this thing drags her into the water, she would be able to breathe, but that in this water would be the equivalent of breathing in like fumes directly out of a car exhaust.
That's being generous.
Yeah,
This would be the equivalent of, I mean, it'd be the equivalent of what everyone's dealing with right now anyway, which is being in a sewer. It would be the equivalent of like breathing in the water. It would be almost like breathing in the air as you're walking past like a sewage treatment plant.
Yeah.
Like 10 times worse.
Yes, because she has guilt. So the first thing she's gonna do is expend 2 sorcery points, to turn Shape Water into a bonus action, and she's gonna pull water out of does Neris carry a little like water pouch with him? Does he also does Shape Water?
He does. He's also got several vials of water in his jacket.
Okay, Ren's gonna pull his drinking water out of its little vial with Shape Water, and she's gonna form that around like her neck, and like up over her mouth and nose, like a little like protective layer of water in case she gets dragged in. And then I think she is going to do something almost mundane. This probably isn't going to do a lot. I just want to... She takes her staff off her back, and as she swings it around, she flips a little catch, and the 3 trident prongs all fly out, and she's going to stab into this tentacle that's holding her in place to try and get it to let her go. Let's use my new C die. That's a 21 to hit.
Nice, that definitely hits.
She was using it one-handed, so it is 1d6 plus 2, which makes it 7. And then she also deals 6 points of lightning damage as light crackles out of the orb of her staff down the length of it, almost through the blue mithril that is threaded through it, and shoots into this tentacle to try and zap it to let her go.
So, you notice, I mean, lightning isn't very great at making limbs or muscles limp. It tends to have the
it tends to
opposite
seize
effect.
them. Kind of.
So it doesn't release you, but you do notice that it seems to have... The lightning seems to have a lessened effect on the damage side of things, but there seems to be a slight sluggishness to it.
Everyone, something about this creature. It doesn't like lightning. Just a note I think I'd add. I don't think being nice to them is working.
Well, then it's going to be about to have a very bad day.
Good.
So next is the Bullywug. So Bullywug number 1 is going to approach you, Janice, and attack. Not much else to make of it. It's going to do 2 melee attacks against you. It's going to go for a bite and a spear attack. So the bite is a 13 to hit, which I suspect misses.
Yes, that does miss.
And
15 you got a beat.
And a grand old total of 8 for the spear.
Nope. So even though Janice was turning around to try and take everything in, he sort of manages to step out of the way of this little frog toad person.
Bullywug 2 is going to... The Bullywug 2 is going to just duck down momentarily before leaping up high into the and jumping towards you, Alton, overhead of you, Janice. You know what? I will technically allow an attack of opportunity on that, like as he's flying above your head.
Yeah, sure. Let's go. Jab up with my glaive.
Yeah. Roll to hit.
23 to hit.
We suddenly hit.
Alrighty. And so that's 14 points of slashing damage and 3 points of thunder damage.
Okay, so ignore the landing. He lands limply by Alton.
So it's like a butt up, and it just gone.
Alton, as you are kind of holding steady, aiming your guns towards the Frachima, just like you hear this like thud on the ground behind you.
Splatter of blood.
Yeah, Bullywug number 3, who is going to try the same thing. So they will be on the opposite side of you, Alton. They don't technically engage and then disengage. They are just engaging with you, so no attack of opportunity. And they are going to go with the good old bite and spear. Both dice rolled 3s, so a 6 on both, which I imagine do not hit.
Alton just remains unmoving throughout this whole thing as the little bullywugs just didn't even die or miss around him.
Bullywug 4 is going to jump over its dazed and confused ally for you, Neris, and it's going to, again, bite and stab. The bite is a nat 20.
Was that at disadvantage because of my cloak?
It was not. I do have 2 dice here. So it is so I'll just roll the 2 attacks separately. So a 12 for the bite.
It does not, no.
Okay. And the spear will be that will miss as well because it's wet.
There's a little bit of a shimmer around Neris as that attack seems to almost pierce, or the bite almost seemed to grab him, but his hand comes away unharmed.
And then Bullywug 5 is going to be a little bit cheeky. Bullywug 5 is going to run for the torch, pick it up, and start running with it. Can't run far at the moment. They're not particularly fast on land, but yeah, he's got that torch and he's running away with it. Janice, you can occasionally see the Frachima when it's got its mouth ajar. You can see
visibility's not great now.
Yeah, you can still, however, see the bullywugs or more or less immediately around you. So 1, 4, and 6. The 6 get to make a save at the end of its turn, or just remains dazed from this hypnotic pattern. So while shown, the spell ends for an affected creature if it takes any damage or if someone else uses an action to shake the creature out of its sleep. So it's just staring up at the colors, Neris.
No toe. Glory be.
Okay, Janice, it is your go.
All right. So over this very short succession of like just lightning fast movement and splashes and thwacks and splatters, in this disgusting sewage ditch water in this tunnel that Janice cannot really see that well from. It's kind of like whips his head like around as he goes, Loren! As he hears Loren, her legs clatter out from under her as this like heavy, thick thing slaps down on the ground and seems to jostle her. And then he goes, Alton! As another like long tentacle goes down to try and strike and hit it out, and then like some of the frogs try to like run and jump over towards the bullywugs try to attack Alton, and he just up with one hit of his glaive. And then from not very far from him, Neros just gets plucked out into the sky and then just like kind of thrown back into the darkness as well, in the direction where Loren was. It's like, Neros! And then he turns around quickly as he sees Fishman just call out, talking about how he should be taken for the sacrifice, and then just lets himself be yoinked into the mouth of something as the Bullywug starts to run away with the light, and the little light around Fishman's neck snaps out. And Janice is just like, oh, yeah?
Question. Can you see like a faint glow from its tummy now?
Just, I wouldn't say from its tummy. I think there is like a glow coming from within, like it's slightly agape mouth.
Oh. So Janice just like blinks rapidly at all of this, and the sudden dim glow from somewhere in the distance. He shifts his like clasp on his glaives, the long handle of it. Does another little half turn as he tends to do, crouching down a little bit. Because again, this is a sewer, it's not for him to stand in, but this is obviously a very close combat situation. He then turns his head, inclines it towards the rest of the bullywugs that are sort of gathered around where he is, and he's like, Oh, foul betrayal! I only feigned interest in your deity earlier. While there is room for all within the skies, earth, and sea, I only follow the great primordial seas of Shognesh. Bow down to the arms of your new master. And as a bonus action, a long, writhing, spectral tentacle covered in eyes and gnashing mouths rise up out of the sewer water and immediately slaps down, or attempts to, on the froghemoth. Towards that dim glow of where he knows Fishman has gone, and where there's this flurry of movement.
All right. Is this a sustained tentacle? Will it be sticking around?
So it's a bonus action. Yeah. So he basically summons this tentacle of the deeps.
Okay.
And so what happens is he makes it manifest. I can do then creature within 10 feet of it. So he's going to attack the froghemoth, and we're going to attack it with +6 to hit. It's a 14 to hit.
14 is its AC, exactly.
It strikes down and slaps down on this giant frog-like creature, and is going to deal 1d8 +2 cold damage. Hang on. Excellent. 9 points of cold damage as this
Nice.
sort of amidst all this really close, tense fighting, like the people closest to it, even the little bullywugs, hit this crackling frost as this tentacle slaps down on it and continues to writhe around. And then Janice turns back to the bullywugs properly with his glaive in hand and grins at them, this sharp tooth grin, and he is going to swack down on the closest bullywug for his action.
Okay, roll to hit.
So it's a 15 to hit.
Again, that is the exact AC.
Excellent. All right, and that is 12 points of slashing damage,
And it is on the ground.
As 2 points of thunder damage just crackles out around him, and then again hit down, and then butt back the back of the glaive as he hits the other one.
Either the one that is dazed or the one that is not.
Well, we'll try the one that's not, because the one that's dazed isn't actively attacking him yet.
Okay.
And also, I imagine the one that's dazed is kind of just sitting there, so it's harder to hit.
Yeah.
So, butts the weapon back. That's a 26 to hit, so that's definitely going to hit. 15 points of damage, plus the crackle of thunder damage.
Okay. Yeah, that's...
I assume that one's gone as well.
They don't
And
have
he
a
just
lot of
starts to, and he's like, see and witness, see and let us pass. And he's almost drawn into this sort of moment, even though he's doing it to protect his friends.
Alton, as we get back to the top of initiative.
All right, there is so much chaos going on around him, but Alton's going to kind of He's keeping his guns locked on the Froggermoth. He's gonna he's motion his head to Rat and just be like, alright, eyes forward, buddy. I'm sure Fishman will get himself out of this one. But he's gonna first take a shot at the Froggermoth and is going to, and yeah, his arm feels steadier than usual as he gets his advantage from
Okay, roll to hit.
Oh, and also, I forgot, he's also, the Stroggomoth is doing a lot of damage, a lot of attacks per turn, so once again he's going to aim for the eyes again, to try to do a dazing shot. Ooh, alright, that's a nat 20, making that a 30.
Yeah, I mean, that certainly hits, and a crit.
Okay.
So what's the DC for the dazing shot while you work out the damage? 17, is it con?
Con, yeah, that's the one.
Okay.
Alrighty. So,
Well, it's gonna make the save,
yeah.
but
Made the save, that's alright.
it's gonna take a ton of damage by the sounds of it.
Not that much. 17 plus 40.
Okay.
Is that how it's doing?
So it's your maximum damage plus a roll. It's the way we run it. So
Yeah.
that could be it. So 17 plus 14 would be 31.
Yeah, 31 points of piercing damage.
Which is not too shabby for a single shot.
Not bad, not bad. Alrighty.
It is starting to look shaky.
Excellent. Alright. So he's gonna leave that in Fishman's hands for a little bit. The other little guys are getting too close around. This will give him disadvantage, I believe, but he's gonna try to shoot the guys right next to him. Oh yeah, not too bad, not too bad. That is 22
22.
to hit. 15 points of piercing damage.
15 points. That's, yeah. You shoot. It tries to jam its spear into the barrel of your gun as you're trying to steady your shot, and just you very quickly rotate your wrist in a way to avoid his spear and shoot, and it just collapses to the ground.
Excellent. Alright, I'll turn to Bully with 6 now and do my final little shot there. That is a 18 to hit.
18 to hit. That will certainly hit.
Fantastic. And that one is 6 points of piercing damage.
6 points of piercing damage. Okay. So you shoot them. They're still standing. They are shaky immediately. Like, your shot distracts them from the hypnotic pattern above.
Oh, it was that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So spell it if it takes any damage. Yeah. So it's like, huh, huh, and re-readies its spear.
Janice will take him out.
All right. I believe that's the end of your go. Fishman, you are within the Frakemoth.
Oh boy, he's in a bit of a pickle, but that's fine. He did want to be in this pickle, but he is restrained at the moment, I believe.
Yeah.
So it does limit what he can and can't do. What he would like to do is cast. No, what he will do, yeah, he will cast. I believe he wanted, yeah. So if he can, he'd like to. Now this thing hasn't spoken yet, has it?
No.
It shows no sign of speaking or anything like that.
Not to your knowledge.
Fair enough. Yeah, okay, cool. He's going to struggle, reach up to his tattoo.
Yeah.
His mark, and from that he's going to cast Ray of Sickness. This thing needs to make a Constitution saving throw against a con 13, so it's not that hard.
Actually,
but
that is a success on a 16.
on a 16, that's all right. I should probably see it's a natural 20 to hit though. That's fine. So it will take. What's the max of 2d8? I can't do maths at the moment.
That is
16?
16. Yeah.
All right, cool. So it will take 27 poison damage.
All right.
How's he looking?
Well, you're about to find out, because the amount of damage you dealt, you are actually. I need to roll a Constitution saving throw. You might not find out. I need to roll a Constitution saving throw as you feel it almost kind of gagging on the poison.
Have I taken that poison damage yet? The acid damage?
No.
Alright.
It fails its con save, and it regurgitates you onto the floor in front of it.
Okay, fair enough. What is it looking like right now?
It is looking rough.
Yeah, right. Okay, this changes things. He's out now.
You notice there is one bullywug left by Janice, And then in the distance, there is a bullywug running off with the torch.
I mean, Fishman could see that anyway. 'Cause he's
yes,
looking
because
through
of
rats. I just need to check whether or not the spell was a bonus action or an action. So he can't do anything at the moment. So he might just stand up, kind of clean himself off if he can, and just say to everyone, "I'm all right, everyone," but it's weak. And then he can't do anything else. So he's just gonna stay there and stare this thing in the eyes. I'm not sure if the other two have been shot out.
Only one has been kind of shot. Okay. Next is Neris.
Okay, so this thing is looking a little bit rough, yeah?
Yeah, quite rough.
Okay. Doesn't seem to be, at this stage, going along with any of our verbal indicators to stop combat.
No.
Is he within reach of Loren? And is Loren still grappled?
Yes and yes.
Neris is gonna just look up at Loren and just gently, almost slowly, just sort of offer out a hand.
You will look at him through this little water filter around her mouth and neck and reach her hand out.
Let's cast Dimension Door to get the two of us away from this creature.
Okay, where would you like to end up?
We're gonna end up in front of the thing carrying the torch.
All right. And yeah, Loren, you are no longer grappled.
Does
You
the
are-
bullywug get a fright, Darby?
It is startled a bit, but no
Does it
fight
pee
check.
itself? Piss
No.
itself check.
Does it put out the torch doing that?
Please
Oh.
don't.
You know what? If it had rolled low on its startle, it probably would have, but I did roll a 17 on the dice, so it is
The
not.
bullywug is unfazed by the two of you appearing.
It is startled, but not enough to.
It has good bladder
Not
control.
Yeah.
Yeah, not
To do
enough
pelvic
to.
floor exercises.
Not enough to wet itself. Not enough to drop the torch.
Yeah, that bullywug was expecting us to rock up.
Oh my god, where did we go? Look, there's a frog.
A significantly smaller one now. You know, I think that's probably it. I think he is going to take... I mean, he's done the job that he needed to do, or he felt that he needed to do. So he's just going to take just a couple of steps backward and one slightly left, so that Loren is just in front of Neris.
Okay.
That will be all. Neris will give an encouraging smile.
All right. Okay. Next is the Frakemoth. So the Frakemoth is going to go a tentacle each on Janice and Alton. Let's go with Janice first. That is a total of 24 to hit,
That hit.
19 points of piercing damage, and you are grappled. And then for the other tentacle attack, Alton, that is a 21 to hit,
Yeah, that'll hit.
15 points of bludgeoning damage. Then Fishman, you are the only one within range of the bite at the moment. So it's going to try to bite you again.
All right.
That is a 6.
It doesn't hit, but I'm
No.
just going to double check something here because I really want this to go off, but I can't get hit. So let me just read the wording of this real
did
quick.
look up Armor of Agathis, and
If a creature hits you with a
Rebuke.
melee attack and
Yeah.
Hellish Rebuke is damaged you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Then how far away? Yeah, you're too far away for the others are too far away for the tongue. So let's bring in Alton. Alton, can you make me a strength saving throw, please?
Yeah, there's little me. Yeah.
There's always a chance.
It is in the positive because I have like proficient. Holy shit, okay, that was a nat 20, that's 22.
A 22. Okay, that is enough. You managed to basically you feel the tongue kind of wrap around you, and you resist for enough time that the tongue just lashes back, but you're able to stand your ground.
Sheer will, not physical strength, just mental strength.
Next is Lorraine. There's a bullywug with a spear in one hand and a torch in the other in front of you.
This bullywug's like 4 feet tall, 3 feet tall, yeah?
Yeah, like 4.5.
You know, that's not actually that much shorter than her. And she's kind of put off by that. She's kind of like, oh, huh. And then Neris is like hiding behind her. And then 2 of her new pals, including her captain, had just gotten tentacle. So she's gonna look this thing in the eye, this little bullywug, and she's gonna go, you know, your god kinda ain't worth shit, and you're not worth me time. So this is a mercy, actually, and I would like to use 2 sorcery points to twin spell Witch Bolt at a 2nd level.
Yeah.
To hit Bullywug and the Froghemoth.
Okay, so
Do
the
I have to roll?
You do have to roll separately, yes.
That's all good. So that is a 28 to hit the Froghemoth.
Okay, that will
And-
certainly hit.
A 24 to hit the Bullywug.
That will certainly hit.
And then that is...
Will the Bullywug manage to survive more than 1 round of this Witch Bolt?
It's not great for 2d12 damage. That's 7 points of damage.
Yeah,
Like,
so you see it kind of tenses as the shock goes through its system. There's a little bit of tenseness to the Froghemoth, but not as much. But it does seem to have that, like, after the shock kind of subsides a little, that sluggishness that you saw before.
cool.
Anything else with your turn?
That is all I am going to do, because she is going to now maintain that concentration. So that way, if this lasts another round, they get hit again automatically. So, yep, she's just maintaining that. I guess as one last thing, she's going to look back at Neris and be like, if you could at least catch the torch, that would be useful. And that's her turn.
All right, next is the Bullywug that is currently Witch Bolted by you. It's gonna try to bite you as its first attack. That's a nat 1, so it definitely misses. So it's gonna try to stab you with the spear. That is going to hit because that's an 18 total.
God damn it. Okay, hit me.
I mean, the good news is it's not gonna be a lot. It is. I rolled a 1 on the dice, so it is a grand total of 2 points of piercing damage.
Oh no, you got me! You got me so bad! Oh, I'm dying! Oh, I'm falling! Neris, catch me! She doesn't even move. She's not moving at all. She's just being a bit.
Neris is still mildly concerned at the possibility for physical, use.
Bullywug 6 is going to bite and stab at Janice, if it can even roll high enough.
You gotta kick it and grab his feet.
The bite has no
Okay.
chance.
Twists and writhes around.
The spear is a 15.
Yep, that meets it, so
That
it
means
hits.
that this is a 2-handed attack, so it is 1d8. That's maximum damage on the dice. That is 9 points of piercing damage.
Damn, alright.
So you're almost like not expecting this to hit, and it hits in like it actually manages to kind of stab into you and draw a tiny little bit of blood.
Oh, I need to patch up that heel.
And you immediately have a chance for revenge if you so decide to.
So I've been pulled forward by this Froghemoth. when
Not
it
pulled forward,
pulled forward, just slapped me.
just grappled.
Oh, so I'm being wrapped up by this tentacle as well, and I get stabbed by a little frog.
Yeah.
Okay, so Janice kind of just tries to he's still trying to like writhe his way out of the grapple, and again, yeah, he gets like stabbed by this bullywug. He's like, how dare you? And then, depending on I assume he still has his glaive. He clenches one fist and as a bonus action, flicks one finger out, and the tentacle that's by the Froghemoth, again, with this horrible, Fishman will be able to hear it the best, like this horrible gnashing of teeth and like gleaming sort of like underwater flash of eyes, strikes down or attempts to on this Froghemoth. That's a 12, so I believe it actually misses the Froghemoth.
Yeah.
So it's this big splash of sewage water as it tries to grab purchase but cannot hold on to this large rubbery creature. And Janus curses under his breath in the language of his god. And then looks between the little bullywug and the creature, is like, all right then, we do this the hard way. And he is going to sort of like, it's be quite difficult to do because the Wayfarer glaive is like this big weapon. But he tries to slash it down. We'll say first on the bullywug, I guess. I'll roll to hit, just a moment. So that's 27 to hit, so that will hit.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
And then, so 8 points of slashing damage and a crackle of 2 points of thunder damage.
Yeah, that is certainly enough to take this bullywug out.
So the sort of like a bit of like a kick, a heavy kick as he sort of drives this down. He then will try his best to wrench it up to sort of like almost twist the glaive around to sort of like cut into or slice off the tentacle is what he's attempting to do. So
yeah, because you technically can't move, but because you are grappled by it, like you can go for the tentacle.
Yeah. So second attack, it's a 29 to hit, so that will definitely hit.
Yeah.
And it is 9 points of slashing damage on that one, and
Alright.
6 points of thunder damage. So as this like boom of like this rumble of lightning sort of just courses through the room again.
Yeah, it's still standing, but still looking
Your followers are gone.
pretty shaky.
You're weak. Retreat, leave us be. Slink back where you came from, foul beast. Otherwise I shall take much joy in destroying you.
All right, is Alton as the behemoth.
And already you don't want to run. Do you want to do this to the death? And he gets both of his pistols, puts them together, fiddles around with some settings, and then focuses deeply as the pistols begin to glow slightly. And I'm going to aim a guiding bolt at this behemoth.
All right,
That's a 21 to hit.
we hit.
Fantastic. This beam of like bright gold light. I hit the creature. That was not very good. That was 11 points of damage.
A bit count.
That's it. And it starts to glow. And the next attack roll is going to have advantage, which is going to be mine. I'm going to do an action surge.
All right.
All right. Let's just do some regular shots with that one. So that was an 18. Let's see if I roll a 20. No. So a 31 to hit with advantage from that one.
Yeah, that certainly hits.
Glad to hear it. So that's 14 points of piercing damage.
14. So that is okay. It is looking incredibly shaky and worn down, but still standing.
Still standing, still not running. All right, I'll keep shooting then. That's a 19 to hit.
Yeah, that hits still.
And that's 15 points of piercing damage.
Tell us how the shot takes impact and wipes this creature out.
Excellent. So he gets both pistols together, fires this beaming shot of light into it, starts to glow, and then he just fires 2 more shots precisely into the mouth of the creature as it opens up its mouth to yell, goes right through there.
And just it collapses, and there is a massive splash of sewer water that probably catches Fishman, Alton, and Janice as the behemoth falls into the waters.
Alton's just like trying to be cool. Is like, there we go. The water like hits him in the face.
Yeah. If you're talking at the time, just roll me a d20.
Oh boy, that's a 15.
A 15. Okay. You fortunately have your mouth closed at the moment of impact.
Roll for disease.
Fishman is looking at Alton as if like was originally like holy shit, well done, and then it's just disappointment as he just gets covered with sewage water.
Okay. You do technically still have bonus action, Alton. There is still the bullywug.
Is it still? It's not fleeing or anything.
No, it is right in front of Loren with the
death.
torch in hand.
Alrighty. I'll do my final bonus shot against the bully. Spin around. You hit it probably like right dead on with a 31.
Oh yeah, just
And that's 6 points of damage.
The bullet just gets straight through the gullet, and it falls to the ground as the torch clangs to the ground next to it. Still alight.
Alright. Oh, that's the cost. Now we're all done.
And that's out of initiative now.
Just spits out some of the sewer water. It's like, well, good job, everyone. We got there. Is everyone in one piece?
Oh, gross! You got blood on me. Oh, yes, we're fine, Captain. I think.
I think the blood is the best of the stuff we're covered in right now.
Oh, I know. I just still want to complain about it. Ugh.
Yes, I don't recommend taking a deep breath.
Has anyone got a means to clean up a bit? As he gestures around the room, like prestidigitation or something.
Prestidigital
No.
what? Loren says as she starts doing it to her own clothes. This little sparkling blue magic that just makes all the little blood flecks kind of lift off and disintegrate down, and then even the bit of sewage water that got wrapped around her leg with the tentacle just kind of falls away, and she's left looking beautiful and sparkly and clean.
Tragically, no one has anything, I guess, so I guess we'll just have to put up with the smell, won't we?
You all will, especially you, Fishman.
Fishman uses shape water to get all the sewage off him, and just holds it next to him, gesturing that he's about to throw it. Now that's not a team play, is it? Do we want to play dirt?
All right. I was just being funny. Come here, you big stupid.
You're the best. Also, there's frog slime in that as well. Frog slime. And he just kind of flicks it back over into the water. You're the best.
So did we just destroy a religion? Did we just do that?
Potentially.
Huh.
They were trying to kill us, so I think legally that's okay. Probably best not to think about the nitty-gritty of it all.
No, it does make me worried about what other weird shit is being worshipped down here, though, in the literal and figurative sense. Because there's already an actual god out for a name I shall not say out loud down here. And then there's fake gods we gotta deal with along the way. And potentially, I don't know, your god's connected to water. He might want to join in, she says, pointing at Janet.
No, 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧 would never do anything so direct, he says as he turns and makes some kind of symbol and speaks into this low, guttural language of his god, and the tentacle just disappears, slithers back down into the silver and disappears. And he turns around with his hands on his hip. All right then. Well, I'm glad that everyone's in one piece at least.
You're not going to mention that thing that you just spawned from the depths?
Nothing to worry about.
It looks scarier than the thing we were fighting.
Oh, no, it is but a manifestation of 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧. Not the real thing, of course, but fashioned in its image, with the many teeth and eyes and all of the all-seeing primordial mother of all things. If you ever want to know more about 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧, I can probably produce a pamphlet.
No,
somewhere.
I've already got your rundown.
But, well, not for everyone, of course. I don't normally go trying to murder, other people's poets of worship unless they're eating my friends. So, don't worry about that if you don't have to worship the same god I do.
So, I will note that everyone who wasn't within basically everyone except for Janice would have noticed as you were coming up a bridge jutting off to a slight section of a landing of sorts. Darkness kind of takes over before you can tell what might be on the other side of it, but the bridge that you see is broken, and it is broken on the side of the landing.
Cap, something you should have a look at. Walk and prestidigitate.
Yes, no, we should do that, he says as he was just about to put a slimy arm onto Loren's shoulder in a companionable way. And instead just holds his arm out sheepishly and follows.
Loren, if you take Janice, if you take the torch and Janice right to the corner of where the actual Behemoth fight was going on, there is just enough dim light at the edge of the radius that Janice would be able to make out some of the bridge.
Yeah, he's just squinting sort of very, he's just squinting at these shapes in the distance. I think I see something, yes.
Some sort of bridge to a light. Nearest, do you need this light? You're the smart one.
No, I can see perfectly fine, thank you.
How can you see perfectly fine?
Seems weird.
Wizard shit, I suppose.
Yesterday morning, yes.
Yeah, with your dark vision at the moment, Neris, from where you are, you can pretty much see the bridge to about the same extent as Janice can. You're just able to do so further away from.
Yeah.
If you go closer, you can make out the entirety of the bridge and even some of the platform.
Janus puts his hand jauntily on his hip and sort of like raises one eyebrow and narrows his direction, and then does the same towards at Loren covertly and continues to look back out again.
Neris will move a little bit closer and describe what he can see.
Okay, yeah, so it's that bridge going to a sort of landing platform opposite where you are in the sewer.
Well, you're the sewer genius, Neris. Is this a good place to go or out? And do you think this sounds like a good way to get to the Underdark?
So, can I get you both to roll me history checks? Alton and Nara.
I'm so good at poop knowledge.
I got my phone nat 20 of the night. That's a 21.
Oh my god.
And what did you get, Neris?
24, but it was not
24.
natural, so
Okay.
Alton knows everything.
I mean, you both are aware that this is around about the place that you would expect to find the little outpost down here. It is entirely possible that bridge was an access point to where the outpost was. For your natural 20, Alton, I'm going to give you another attempt at advantage to try to recall, because you feel like you have a vivid memory for that of trying to find this particular, that's associated with this particular entry point to the Underdark.
Okay, so that's a history check?
Yeah.
So that's a dirty 20 then.
A dirty 20. Okay. So you finally realize where you have heard the name Ted Butterins before. Your brother, Alan, has a workshop set up there. You don't know much about the workshop, but you know that he conducts a variety of arcane and mechanical experiments there, both in connection with the family business and of his own accord.
Interesting. Okay. Yes, this is definitely the right vicinity. And he kind of just looks around suddenly a lot more intently as some thoughts come to him. He's like, yes, I definitely heard of this. Yeah, we're nearby. What do you think, Norris?
I think you might actually be very helpful in giving extra information about this place.
I can do my best. Never access the Underdark from this area or anything. But let's see what a few centuries ago knowledge will do.
I wonder if... is this an often used passage into the Underdark? And if so, are some eyes turning away from this area by the guard? Or did these frog people kill anyone who came down here? Or is this just a long-forgotten passage? We find many other things along the way. I guess we shall see. For now, I suppose we have to get over to there. He looks down, like, because it's sort of like we're standing sort of on this like edge of where like the sewer gets thicker and deeper, don't we, Darby? Like that's between us and the crumbled sort of stairs.
Yeah. So I will note. So there are pipes along the walls. Those are a decent way up. That you wouldn't be able to walk straight under them, but you could probably, if you are careful, essentially crouch or crawl under them at basically half speed. So they'd effectively be difficult terrain if you were to try to move past them.
Okay, so it's quite crowded in this little space.
Yeah, not particularly crowded. There are just these kind of roadblocks where the actual piping is.
Alright, well, I can potentially carry people across the distance with the aid of these. And Janus sort of just hands his glaive to the rat and then sort of does a couple of like just quick little arm stretches, just flexes a bit, and then even though it's kind of weird, like even though it's very dark and it doesn't give off any just like useful light, but his eyes flash a little bit brighter and then this like spectral wings sort of form, and then sort of with a bit of like a little flutter, solidify into those storm grey wings that Janice sometimes manages to manifest. They're almost like a sprout out from his back. And then he turns to the rest of the group. I can probably carry one across. One fishman might be a bit tricky, but the rest of you shouldn't weigh too much.
Show off.
And he winks at her. Who first then? Unless we have a different idea.
I'm just going to have a quick look around. And as he kind of ventures off towards the corpses of the frog people and kind of just kicks them a bit to roll them over, and it's like just doing like an investigation basically to see if they had anything on them. He's not very good at investigation, so I'm flavouring it as he's just kind of rolling them over.
Not really. Like they're in tight armor. They have spears and they have like these very crudely made pendants.
There's no like stash of like previous adventurers or anything like that got swallowed up. Cool. He might go see if he can have a look at this pipe on the other side as well, and see if he can maybe climb on top of that. This is all happening whilst the others are doing their own thing.
So you could attempt to climb over. You could crawl under if you would like. A climb over would probably be a strength check, just because it is quite smooth and rounded.
Let me just double check. He doesn't have a climb speed. Yeah. And if he were to crawl,
if he were to crawl, it would just be half speed. So under
he'll crawl that. And he'll just wait for the others to go, and then kind of report on what he sees.
So you see there is another pipe ahead of you, and what seems to be the slightest glimpse of another bridge in the distance, probably about 40, 50 feet away.
He might stay on that side then.
You would have to go under or over another pipe to reach said bridge.
It's fine. He'll wait for the others to get to the other side before doing any of that.
So other folks getting to the other side. Who's going first?
Well, I guess first off, Janice is going to fly over and just see what there is. He will take the torch with him.
Yeah, that makes...
Just to make sure the coast is clear.
Yeah, so you see, with the torch, you see, coast is clear. You see, investigating, you see that there is this building. Seems to be the outpost that you are collecting. And you're able to find a doorway to it. Quite a large doorway. I think you see as you're going past, you don't quite make out Fishman. He's a little too far. Actually, let me check.
That's a little dim flicker in the distance.
You would see Fishman in the distance, because there is nothing actually obscuring him, and he does have his candle on. So you just see him lit up by his candle across the way. And Fishman, I think, as Alton walks past the kind of
Alton or
gatehouse.
Janice?
Oh, as Janice walks past. Fishman, as Janice walks past the little gatehouse, whatever you want to call it, you would see it in the torchlight.
Okay. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, and I guess at this point, seeing Janice is on that side, he'll yell out to the others, if none of you wish to cross like that, you can crawl under the pipes here. They seem to be safe. He says, peeking out from the the stream of disgusting water coming out of the pipe.
And Janice, with torchlight, you do see there is another bridge here that is unbroken. It would take, getting folks across through your flight would probably be quicker, but obviously it's up to you guys whether you want to crawl under the sewer pipes or fly over the sewer water.
Older parchment shears, who gets to go with the captain first? Let's go, she says to Alton and Maris. He could carry both of you at the same time, I think, but come on, one of us gets to go on a solo private flight. Let's go, kiddos.
You're almost exactly the same size.
Wait.
I also want to investigate a little bit more before we go.
Oh, boring, Alton.
I'm just trying to think of which, either we crawl amongst the muck or we get carried around.
The captain gave a path. We got to do it. Come on.
It's on.
Right, older parchment shear
Oh, together.
All right.
Boulder parchment.
Cheers.
No! Does that mean I go
What
first or I
is-
go second?
What are the two of you doing? Janice
I
says
get
as
to
he
go.
lights back down to the ground.
I get to go first with you, Captain. These two have to go together. Thank you.
Congratulations on your victory.
Okay, alright. Excellent. Alright then, the man. He holds his arms out.
Like a little, like a little possum climbing a tree. She latches onto him.
Okay, there we go. Be back soon. And he will take off. It's quite smooth and weird, like when he's flying, it's quite weightless.
Oh, this
He's getting a
is
pretty good
strange.
glide off, even though there's no thermals. And we'll take her over to the other side.
Yeah. So Loren, yeah, you see this kind of rest house.
Huh.
So this is the outpost I think we were looking for. It was a good lead into further inside, I think.
Ah. Right.
I
okay,
haven't
that's
ventured
good.
further, so hopefully we can get in there. Otherwise it would be jolly embarrassing.
You want me to have a try getting inside?
See if you can. I'll go see what the others are doing. They all seem to have split off.
Daenerys said he was going to do some investigating, which I guess for him means standing in a corner reading a book he found on the ground. So
Oh, okay. Maybe you can help Fishman out then. I guess we'll see.
maybe I'll try and get in.
Good luck. Scream if you get into any trouble.
Oh, of course I will.
And Janice will fly back to go and investigate the others while Loren has a look in there.
All right. There's an Alton. What does Janice find as he sees what you two are doing?
Well, like very similar to Fishman, Neris also wanted to investigate the creatures that were on the ground. Notably the froghemoth, looking less about what it's got in its fantasy pockets and more about the actual creation of the creature itself. And I suppose he's just sort of gonna like have a look at how the structure of the creature is created, and he is, depending on how long Loren is gone for, Loren and Janice are gone for, he may potentially call Alt Nova as the resident medical expert to discuss froghemoth anatomy and physiology.
Oh, absolutely. I'll want to talk a bit about that, but he'll also just be like, what you doing now? Gonna get some, think it'll be good to sell a bit on the black market, grab some organs out of it.
And that was entirely not what I was assuming. However, now I guess we are independent mercenaries. I suppose there should not be any harm in that.
Sure, it wouldn't reflect badly on the company or anything.
No,
Only got ourselves to worry about.
exactly. And this creature is only going to rot here, and we will leave more than enough meat and substance for other creatures to enjoy. So we would not be taking from the environment per se.
That's right. We're practically doing a good thing.
We cut open a froghemoth. That's what Janice would find. Janice would come back into darkness.
Organs in glass jars.
Yeah.
I guess
Muffled cutting.
Roll a medicine check or a nature check. Dealer's choice.
Medicine.
Medit.
It was almost a nat 20 and then it rolled over to a 2. That's a 9.
That's an 8. Oh no, I got a 9 as well.
I think I will, like, as poor a roll as that is, I will give you at least one thing. This thing is in no way divine. This thing is mundane, like, mundane, maybe a hint of, like, arcane, meddling, but yeah, there is no connection to the divine that you can divine from its gut.
Is there any chance we can just get like a cross section of the tongue and a tentacle?
I mean, you could harvest the tongue and a tentacle for later investigation or experimentation if you would like.
That'll do.
Okay, you just need to deal with carrying them.
I mean, we just want a little bit. Neris is literally just looking for a cross section, so we can look
I've
at.
probably got some glass jars. I can pop them in. Yeah.
Neris also has glass jars, but I'm assuming these are quite large.
Yeah.
We each take a cutting
Okay.
of a tongue and a tentacle.
Love. And this is the moment that Janice lands back to see you, I think, as you're both just exchanging cuttings.
So yeah, it takes a while to spot you guys because you've all moved from where we were. And he's just like, What the god, it's like having the children back again. Alright. We moving? Fishman, where's everyone gone? We're going this way, the outpost is this way, everyone. You having fun?
Very much so. But yes, so Fishman has, I believe, left to find an alternate route. Technically, we are only about 10 feet away from where where you left us. So we have not gone too far, but I understand you cannot see, so my apologies. But yes, we are having fun, and we are ready to leave now.
Good. Excellent. Well, whenever you want to go, I'll take the first person across.
Dreadful, I did lose the scissors, paper, rock. How do we want to do this?
I can pick you up, or you can climb up, I don't know. Whatever's more comfortable for you. How would you like to be held?
He just kind of looks at you despairingly, trying to think of the most dignified way to do this.
Do you want to climb on my shoulder?
Yes.
Yes, I mean, it's not just relegated to children, but yeah. They're very broad, so you shouldn't fall off.
I guess I'll just do the Loren technique. That seemed to work fine.
Alright, a limpet it is. Have that! He holds his arms out.
Great.
Crouches down.
He just looks even more despairing about having to just initiate this, and then he will limp it onto you.
Well, he secures it with one large arm, and then he will, again, jump off and fly over to where Loren is.
Okay, yeah, so back over to Loren.
He is trying to fly carefully, because I guess he's flying with a torch. So
As that is happening, Fishman, are you continuing forward to the alternate route? Are you staying where you are?
Seeing everyone go the other way, he doesn't really see the need as long as he's careful and is like checking for traps and things under the pipe, like the one he's about to crawl under. He might just go so we can meet up with the rest at the same time.
Okay. Roll me a
So yeah,
survival check to check for the traps.
I like survival checks. They're really cool. Because I'm good at. So that's a dirty 20.
Okay, yeah. There, you manage to find a good, clear path through and around and meeting up with the others. Then, while Fishman is navigating through and Janice is bringing Alton over, what are you doing with this door?
Okay, well, first I'm gonna try and unlock it. So I'm gonna see if it's locked in the first place.
Yeah, okay. It is locked.
Okay, cool. I have no proficiency in anything, but I'm gonna do my darndest. It's gotten me this far. So I would like to. Her hair is full of little braids, and she's got a couple hidden little fantasy bobby pins in there. I'd like to pull out a bobby pin, and in a way that a certain ex-captain potentially taught her how to do. She's gonna bend her little bobby pin, and she's gonna try and unlock this door.
So you don't have these tools proficiencies?
No,
No,
because
so-
I'm all about the magic, baby.
And
Why would I
you
need
don't have
proficiency?
sleight of hand. So I'm going to roll me a dexterity saving throw. Not saving throw, dexterity check at disadvantage because these are improvised tools.
Okay, let's do this one and this one. They remind me the most of my time. Okay, that is a solid 4.
So you start like putting the bobby pin in and you're like, okay, I know I need to bend this in the right way, and you do your little trial and error of trying to mimic the key with the bobby pin, and you snap the bobby pin on one of your attempts to bend it. And it's probably at that point that from one side Fishman and the other side Janice and Alton arrive to see you snapping a bobby pin.
I don't know.
It's a time-honored tradition, but please don't break it in the lock.
I don't know, you mean this is an impenetrable lock? I tried me harder.
Right. Would you mind if I give it a go just to verify?
Fine, go ahead.
He kind of like smirks at her, a joke teasingly, and then he will get out his lock picks and start having a go checking out the lock.
Yeah.
Loren just pulls a face at Janice, like,
Janice just makes like a gritted teeth, like face back at her, then glances back across the mire, and then takes off again.
2-1.
21.
Yeah, unlocks easily. This is a simple lock for someone as experienced in this as you are.
Excellent.
beginner's look.
Oh yes, of course. Yes, I'm a total beginner. There we go. Is everyone faring well enough to move on, actually? I just couldn't help noticing you've got a couple of bruises there.
I mean, if you're offering, that would be awful sweet of you.
Of course. It's my job. And then I guess I'll just go off to the side of Loren, grab some like creams and some bandages. And that is 18 points of healing.
Thank you. I, Zoe, am very thankful. Loren pulls a bunch of face.
I noticed you'd taken 23 points of damage, and I thought you were probably near death.
Wow. Okay, look, I can get pretty slapped about, you know. Like, I'm pretty hearty. I'm pretty strong. Well, don't make that face at me. You're 5'4".
Oh wow, we don't even bring a height into this.
Yeah, we do.
Especially when you're shorter.
Yeah, but, you know, I'm small and cute.
Debatable, but I'll let you have it.
Magnanimous of you.
Nice, we should be all patched up for now.
Thank you.
Fishman might pipe up as well and go, it's surprising. I literally jumped into the maw of that thing. I didn't take a single speck. I just got a bit dirty. It's odd, isn't it?
You jumped into its mouth? I didn't notice.
Did you not see? What did it look like?
What did what look like? There's just a big grin on her face.
It was a pretty gutsy move, to be honest.
I thought it would work. It did not. But trial and error. He says that happily, but I would assume that Loren is getting very fishing in insight with Fishman. It would know that he is very annoyed right now because you've essentially just admitted to ignoring the cool thing he did. And that's happening a lot recently, not just from Loren. On the outside, very sincere, happy. That's fine. But on the inside, it's not fine. It's looping in his head. He's like, what do I have to fucking do?
Loren is so pleased. She's so quietly pleased. She refuses to be a team player in this moment.
So, looking into this room, as the door is open, you see it's a fairly featureless room as it stands. There is a grate just off center that, as you get closer, you note is kind of almost, I guess, torn to shreds at its center. And then in the top northwestern corner, there is a clump of mushroom. As you think on that, you see Janice land to greet you.
The fire sort of from the torch blurs almost precariously, but manages to relight itself as Janice's feet touch the ground. All right, last one. You're all in one piece.
I am. It was quite dark, but you are here now, so everything is fine. And Neris will T-pose and wait.
Janice kind of doesn't know exactly how to approach this. Is like, okay, and he just sort of just hovers around him for a moment with his arms out, and is like, and then just kind of just puts his arms under Neris's little armpits, and just kind of just does uppies, and then just sort of kind of looks around and just is hold this, and he gives Neris the torch, and then with the arm still under one point of I don't know how to describe stuff. With one arm just under that point, he gets the other one, just scoops his legs up out from under him, and then will take off one more time to return Neris where the rest of the group are bickering. And well, except for Fishman, he's just being ignored.
So yeah, you probably arrived just as with all the healing and everything going on, as folks are kind of starting to peek their heads into the room.
All right, there we go.
What have we found?
Captain, there's some weird mushrooms in here.
Mushroom.
Yes, they're the little fungus with the hat.
Yes, they're very tasty. Well, I'm assuming these are not normal ones.
Well, I don't know. That's up to the cook and the nature guy to decide.
Yes, no, what do you two know about that? Is this a good sign, a bad sign, a meh sign?
How do the mushrooms look, Darby?
Roll me a nature check.
They look similar to the mushroom spore things that have been around.
Not really so well. That's a dirty 20. Yeah, do they?
There seems to be a vague.
They seem similar to the ones those Exley fellow had used upon us.
Oh dear, that's not a good sign then.
Not the same, but similar.
Conversely, that is actually a very good sign. You are going in the right direction.
Do you agree?
Yes, no, of course. Then we should tread lightly, I suppose.
So
Before we go down, Fishman will interject and go, is there anything we should be careful of? I believe this is the way.
Well, When we were
Just-
attacked in the... Sorry. Oh, you can continue.
It can make us stealthier, as you've seen before, with the use of shadows, but the Underdark, to my knowledge, is quite a strange place. And we'll, gesture towards Neris and Alton. Do we just go in?
Sorry, quickly, Darby. Will we have what I imagine? Is this right? This Underdark entrance is it's definitely not a main one. It's just a little hidden one somewhere. What do you have any knowledge of who uses it? And same with Neris.
So roll me a history check.
I keep looking. I know it's a plus. That's a 5.
So typically, a spot like this would be used by those who don't want their presence above ground. So typically, those like yourself in the past, and those you have worked with who are sneakier by trade, assassin, dissident, all kinds of folks who are essentially up to no good.
Well, this place it's used by people who don't want to be found, I suppose. We might run into some smugglers or criminals and such. So as long as we don't run into any shady deals and get ourselves targeted, we should be fine, but we should take caution to ensure that.
That makes sense. I suppose this is a very good sign. In that case, perhaps we may find out where this 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧 is hiding and find out why what happened in the tavern is happening, and if there truly is a plot to wear away the barriers of this world. Now, I suppose we should just avoid stepping on those mushrooms or agitating them in any way. I appreciate your insight. This is all very useful. This is not my terrain of choice.
Happy to help. I'm not in the Underdark itself yet.
Yeah, Shman or Alton, would you be comfortable leading the way? You are lighter on your feet than I.
More than happy to.
I'm better at hiding and shooting from a distance if need be.
Fishman will cast Pass Without Trace. So everyone in our party now has a +10 to dexterity checks and can't be tracked except by magical means. And then, he'll hop down safely. If it's a drop, then obviously he won't just drop, but he might have a look at what it is first.
Alright, so roll me a perception check.
I believe that's an 18.
Alright, so with an 18, you notice this point is you're at the edge of this kind of central chamber with a couple of different access points. And I say chamber, it's a natural chamber in the landscape. There are a number of purple crystals jutting out from the walls and from the ground, and even from above. They are of a different shade of purple from the far stone before anyone thinks of that.
Neris was getting mildly excited.
Yeah, no, not quite what you would be looking for there, but they are present, and they are emitting a slight light, probably about 30 foot of bright light, and then an additional 30 beyond.
Is there any? I may have missed it, but is there any exit within sight, or is it just the chamber?
There are a few different exits or entrances, depending on your perspective. Let me see. There is one to the north, one to the west, and one to the southeast.
Any signage or
no?
Alright, Fishman will wait for the others to come down.
Okay.
Up above, Neris is casting Detect Magic. Just on the area to see what he sees.
Also, Fishman is waving down.
There is a light magic, light evocation magic coming off of the crystals. But other than that, no magic that you weren't expecting to see.
Okay, get a swim.
Alton would go to the edge of it's like a pit that we're looking down into, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just look down below at the scenery. Just looking more and more familiar, I would imagine. And he kind of just like grips one arm with like his other hand, kind of like tip, and we'll just kind of look at it silently for a moment.
All right, Elton. Jonas is standing close by with the tools, and if Elton looks up, he's turned his head to look at him quizzically.
Yeah, just doing just peachy.
This is asking a lot of you. I imagine there's a reason why you do not remain in the Underdark. Beyond the sea change, obviously.
yeah, just a fun little change of pace. No, it's been quite some time.
If you are uncomfortable, I can always take you back across. Otherwise, this is only meant to be an observation journey to collect information and find out whether this dream, this hunch of 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧 is true. If anything else happens, we can just leave.
Of course. Just quick little observation journey. Don't you worry about me, I'll be totally fine. I was wondering though, it's already been, already run into our fair few troubles, and I don't really know exactly if we're gonna get anything out of this at all. So, Loren, why exactly are you here? I mean, it seems like a lot of trouble to go through, and you're not really connected to all of us people, right?
I'm connected to the captain, and for better or worse, I found myself ingratiated with you lot, she says as she kind of walks over and stands on Alton's other side, so he's kind of got Loren and Janice standing next to him. I guess even down here through the smell of all this muck and the cold and that scent that rock gives off, the further down you get, there is that mingling smell of storm and electricity on the air when they stand close enough together that gets very strong when it's the two of them. I know the captain has my back, and I have to believe that all of you have mine. We're all putting a... I know it's hard for you to trust that anyone has your back. I doubt you even think you have your back sometimes. Look. The captain's right. You can go back if you want. Hell, we can send you back up there with a one-way ticket back to the tavern full of ghosts, and you can have a wonderful time hanging out with them while we're all down here. But you came down here in the first place for a reason. You're not back working with that old dwarf for a reason. It's up to you to work out what that reason is, whether you want to defeat any old demons of yours, or whether you want to know those demons are dead, or whether you want to be the one to kill them, or if you want to avoid them altogether, or even if you just want to prove that you can come back and you can leave. You're not trapped to the surface, so why not? You decide why you're here. We just keep you safe while you decide.
Thanks for the little pep talk.
It's true though, we're a team. We are helping each other. But there is no binding to be tied to this. Not yet. But we will. Sorry.
I hope all that reason's a smart one, Sam. Certainly seem like loyalty does to people in the past.
It's not advised. But unfortunately, some of us are terminally stupid.
Get that one.
I think Fishman's waving to go down, so... Does anyone need assistance?
Alright, let's go. Before we do, Loren gets out like a gold coin from his pocket or whatever. How about a bet? Yeah, let's see whether this has been worth it. I'm gonna bet whether it's been worth it, whether it's been a smart decision.
Okay, I'll take the bet.
Fantastic on our
So,
Ben.
as she shakes, she goes, so if it's a good idea, I win?
Yeah.
All right. And I guess if it's a bad idea, we'll both be dead, so no one can take my gold away from me. There you go.
And on that note, Alton and Loren make a admittedly very one-sided bet.
That's how I like my bets, baby.
There's been
And
bad gamble.
the party venture down into the Underdark proper. That's where we're going to leave it for this week. Thank you for
Excellent.
listening.
See you next week, everyone. Thank you for listening.
Thanks for
Let
listening.
us know what you think.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Have a great week.
See you next
Bye.
time.
Sorry
Goodbye.
for all that time in the poop chute.
I don't like that.
Goodbye.
Alright, Mitch has to restart his Zoom because he's frozen.
It's
It's
All right.
very good.
What a good face.
this gives me
Yeah.
time to Photoshop.
Poor Mitch. We take a screenshot of putting it back.
I yeah. I'm
Mitchell's
just doing.
reaction to my name.
I'm literally just turning what he sent us in the chat as a as a comparison image.
Beautiful.
Yes. This
10
could be
out
a
of
good
10.
reaction image for anything whenever something
Yeah.
bad happens in the campaign.
Neris just like that.
Yeah, that's it. No, it's when Alison and Fishman break a plate.